Hello and welcome to the newsroom. I am Folashade Oguride. The federal government has allowed Dangote Cement to resume exports across the land borders, raising hopes that it may be opening up trade with neighbors. After a 3-year-long blockade, the government gave its authorization for Dangote Cement to export cement to Niger and Togo in the third quarter for the first time in 10 months. The exemption to Dangote Cement is seen as a softening of the government's position on a border closure that started in August last year and could open up the way for other businesses to fully resume exports across the country's land barriers. Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has opposed a suit seeking to remove the Arabic inscriptions on Naira notes. It told the Federal High Court that it would cost the country a colossal sum of money to discard the existing notes and print new ones without ajami. The CBN said ajami is not a symbol or mark of Islam, but an inscription to aid non-English speakers who are literate in and use of ajami for trade. The Apex Bank made a submission in a counter affidavit to a suit filed by Lagos-based lawyer Malcolm Omehobo before Justice Mohammed Uman. Omehobo argued that the Arabic inscriptions on the Naira notes portray Nigeria as an Islamic state, contrary to the country's constitutional status of a multi-religious state. Now, Bauchi State Primary Health Care Development Agency says an outbreak of yellow fever has occurred in Gunjawa local government areas of the state with 8 deaths and their samples tested positive. The chairman of the agency, Rilwan Mohammed, stated this while briefing journalists in Bauchi on Monday. Mohammed said that the agency would begin a vaccination of the people in the state who are mostly farmers. Now, Delta and Enugu State have also experienced an outbreak of yellow fever. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has reeled out an advisory on how to prevent yellow fever disease. The agency said yellow fever is a vaccine-preventable disease and a single shot provides immunity for a lifetime. Symptoms of the disease include yellowness of the eyes, sudden fever, headache, and body pain. Moving now to COVID-19 stories, where Brazil's health regulator says it has suspended clinical trials of a Chinese-developed COVID-19 vaccine after an adverse incident involving a volunteer recipient, a blow for one of the most advanced vaccine candidates. The setback for CoronaVac, developed by Chinese pharmaceutical firm Sinovac Biotech, came on the same day U.S. pharmaceutical giant Pfizer said its own vaccine candidate had shown 90% effectiveness, sending global markets soaring and raising hopes of an end to the pandemic. It said it could not give details on what happened because of privacy regulations, but that such incidents, including death, potentially fatal side effects, serious disability, hospitalization, birth defects, and other clinical significant events. Now move on to the business scene, where the Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, on Monday inaugurated an inter-ministerial committee on the disposal of forfeited assets to the federal government. Malami said the composition of the inter-ministerial committee was approved by President Muhammadu Buhari on October 17. Now, the 22-member committee has 6 months to dispose of all forfeited assets to generate revenue for the federal government. The committee members were drawn from relevant agencies involved in various recoveries of looted assets of the federal government, as chaired by the Solicitor General of the Federation and Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Justice, Dayo Akpata. Malami said his office in 2019 issued the Asset Tracing, Recovery and Management Regulations following the directive of President Muhammadu Buhari in 2018. Now, on the foreign scene, Mali's former president, Amadou Touré, who led the Sahel nation for a decade before being ousted in a coup, has died in Turkey, aged 72. A family member and a doctor said on Tuesday. A hospital doctor in Bamako said the former leader had recently undergone heart surgery. Touré, a former soldier, first took charge of the country for a year in 1991, helping to overthrow the previous regime and install democracy. He won presidential elections in 2002 and 2007, but was overthrown in 2012 by Mutino's soldiers, who accused him of failing to support their battle against both Tuareg rebels and jihadist insurgents. Mali had suffered from chronic instability and repeated coups, the latest coming earlier this year. On the sporting scene, President of the Nigeria Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, has confirmed his interest for a seat at the FIFA Council, the next elective Congress of the Confederation of African Football. The election is scheduled to be held on March 21, 2021 in Rabat, Morocco. Pinnick's decision to vie for a seat on the FIFA Council has put to bed speculations that the NFF boss was gunning for the presidency of the Confederation of African Football. In a statement, Pinnick stated that the decision to vie for the council position was arrived at after several consultations and is planning to attain a seat. The NFF boss promises a better state for African football and therefore seeks support and blessings of all. And that's it on our package. Do join us for more at 1. I am Fola Shadi Ogrinde.